Very good morning, students. Since many days reported speech has been studied. We studied the indirect speech of an assertive sentences. Secondly, the indirect speech of an imperative sentences. And today we are going to study indirect speech of an interrogative sentences. Indirect speech of an interrogative sentences. Dear children, very first you understand interrogative sentences. I told you earlier you have to identify types of sentences. So it is one of the types of sentences, interrogative sentences. What do I say? Listen to it very carefully. Interrogative sentences, it means sentences which end with question mark. Sentences those end with question mark. Now, dear children, there are two ways to question. We can question by two ways. Very first, WH questioning, and second, verbal questioning. WH questioning and verbal questioning. You see, WH questioning, it means we use WH words to question. For example, we use why, when, where, what, how, whose, who, how. These are WH words and we use these words to question. For example, we question, what is your name? Where do you live? How many rupees do you have? Whose book is it? Who is running? Who is driving the car? So here these are WH words and we use these words to question. Now secondly, we use verbal words. Verbal words, it means we use modal auxiliaries to question. That is called verbal questioning. Now you see, in modals there are primary verbs and modals. Primary verbs, it means do, does, did, is, am, are, was, were. These are primary verbs. We use these verbs to question. Secondly, we use modals. See, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, should, have to, has to, had to, need not. These are modals. So these primary verbs and modals we use to question, it is called verbal questioning. So once again I say, there are two ways to question. Very first way, to use WH words. Second, verbal questioning, WH questioning and verbal questioning. Okay. Now you see here, here itself I clear you, when you find the question, the reported speech begins with WH word, then the conjunction is used that WH word itself. What do I say? I repeat. When reported speech is begun with WH word, then that WH word or that word itself is used as the conjunction. Second, when the reported speech in interrogative sentence is begun with verbal modals or primary verbs, then we use conjunction if. Now here you understand when do we use conjunction in interrogative sentence as WH word and if. Okay, that is. Now you see here, that is. Now I write here few sentences. Now see here, I wrote here two examples. She said to her servant, "Is tea ready for me?" Then second, she asked me, "Who teaches you English?" Now look at these two sentences. I explain you in detail. When you pay attention very thoughtfully, then you understand it very clearly. Now you see, as I told, the sentence you classify into two parts. One is reported verb, another is reported speech. So she said to her servant, it is reported verb. Second, is tea ready for me? It is reported statement. Second, she asked me, it is reported verb. Who teaches you English? It is reported speech. It is reported speech. Okay. Now you see here, very first you concentrate on reported speech. In the first sentence, reported speech is tea ready for me? It is reported speech. It is an interrogative sentence. Now what should you do? Very first, concentrate on reported speech. And when you concentrate on reported speech, then it is an interrogative sentence. You convert it as assertive sentence. Is tea ready for me? It will be assertive sentence as tea is ready for me. And when you convert this interrogative sentence as an assertive sentence, then question mark is removed and inverted commas. Question mark and inverted commas have to remove. So Assertive sentence of it is tea is ready for me. Now you see, it's very simple. You have to change it as indirect speech. She said to her servant, tea is ready for me. It will be, she asked her servant. Now see here, is, it is primary verb. It is not WH word. It is primary verb. It is modals. So here connector is if. If. Okay. She asked her servant if. Tea is, it is present tense. So it will be past tense. Tea was ready for her. Me will be changed as her. So answer will be, she asked her servant if tea was ready for her. Okay. Now next here, you see here also you concentrate on reported speech. Who teaches you English? Okay. Now who is here? So it will be conjunction. So rest teaches you English. Teaches you English. Okay. Now you see here, teaches you English. It will be, that is, she asked me. WH word, that word itself conjunction, who. Now teaches, present tense. So here taught. Who taught me. You will be me and English. So correct answer is, she asked me who taught me English. Who taught me English. So here it is the way to study indirect speech of an imperative sentences. Interrogative sentences. Okay. Now next we will study indirect speech of exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence. Indirect speech of exclamatory sentence. You see, exclamatory sentence you very first understand. Okay. Change the reporting verb said or said to into exclaimed with joy or exclaimed with sorrow, cry out, pray, according to the sense. Okay. You can mere write exclaimed. Okay. Now exclaimed with joy in case of aha, ha, hooray. These are interjections which have a sense of joy. Next, sorrow in case of aha, alas. Surprise, oh, what, how. Regret in case of sorry. Contempt in case of who. And applaud with saying in case of bow here. So here, now you see here I write here few examples. Now you see, they said. Okay, see here. Now you see here I wrote three examples of indirect speech of an exclamatory sentence. Very first, they said, "Hurrah, we won the match." Second, she said, "Alas, I have lost my bridal ring." Now you see here, "Hurrah" and "alas," these are interjections, but they have different sense. For example, "Hurrah," it has a sense of joy, and "alas," it has sense of sorrow. So here in place of said, here you write in place of said exclaimed, and here in place of said you write here she exclaimed in sorrow. Okay, now you see here they said, they exclaimed. Conjunction is that they had won the match. They exclaimed that they had won the match. Second, she exclaimed with sorrow because, alas, that she had lost her bridal ring. You see here, conjunction is that and here. Now, third sentence is little bit different. Now she said, "How charming the scenery is," ends with exclamation mark. Now, how charming the scenery is, it is an exclamatory sentence. You have to turn this sentence as assertive sentence. How charming the scenery is, it will be assertive sentence as the scenery is so charming or very charming, and then you make it indirect speech. So answer will be, she exclaimed that the scenery was so charming. The scenery was so charming. Okay, so it is about indirect speech of various types of sentences, and I hope you understood it in the last 3 videos. Indirect speech of an assertive sentence, imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. Once again I repeat here, chart first, changes in words, changes in persons, changes in tenses, you must know it. Then assertive sentence, conjunction is that, interrogative sentence, WH word itself, and primary verbs and modals, conjunction is if. Imperative sentence, positive imperative sentence, connector is to. Negative imperative sentence, connector is not to. Exclamatory sentence, conjunction is that. Okay, in interrogative sentence and exclamatory sentence, you have to convert those sentences into assertive sentences, and then you change into indirect speech. Okay, that's all. I hope you understand it, you practice it. Tomorrow we will have practice of many conversational pieces. Thank you.